let's read Ask Reddit with SpookyPooch. Question is, what is something you didn't appreciate until you got older? Let's dive in. Someone says, how many sacrifices our parents made for us when we were growing up. They didn't have much money, and Dad worked 2 jobs for almost 12 years. Once we got into grade school, 3 of us, Mom started working part-time. You know what sucks? I don't really know what sacrifices my parents made. I don't speak to them anymore because they were just very shitty. Whenever they had to step up and be parents, they'd rather shoo me away or turn the other cheek and just, neglect me. So, after that happening many times for those dire moments where I really needed them, I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave. But anyway, I know my mom, for one, anytime my dad would do any tiny little thing for me, she would hang it over my head forever, as if I forced the sperm into her vag, and willed myself to live. She seems to forget that she's the one who created me, and when I'm under 18, she's kind of my I'm her responsibility is what I'm saying, you know what I mean. But yeah, just, they always, especially my mom, just held it against me that they had to raise me, which they didn't even raise me, they expected the school to do it anyway. But yeah, good parents. They definitely work to make ends meet, and bless them. Next one says naps. Someone else says, I love naps. I once got to leave work after lunch and went straight home and took a nap. Nap attacks are pretty wonderful. Especially since I have chronic fatigue. 'Cause my blood sucks. To where mosquitoes and ticks don't bite me because my blood is like curdled milk. So imagine your organs trying to function on curdled milk. But I like to use the mosquitoes thing as an optimistic outlook on, always dying. Someone says coffee. Coffee's gross. Someone else says clothes as gifts. Back when I was 8, I would cry because I got a SpongeBob t-shirt. Yeah, spoiled. Now, new house slippers, fuck yes. I'm still not into that because it's never the right size and it's not something I'd actually wear. I don't like gifts. I'm just gonna buy my own things, thanks. I just don't like all the clutter. I have so much clutter from all these crappy gifts. Just give me money so I can pay my bills down because I'm in so much debt. Please God. Anyway, learning history. As a kid, I thought it was just a bunch of boring facts and dates about people who lived and events that happened a long time ago. As an adult, I realized that being familiar with what happened in the past and who was a part of it, helps us understand how things are today, and it gives us a way to compare how things have changed, for better or worse, since earlier times. Someone goes, you like commas. Well, yeah. It's called grammar. Makes it easier to fucking say out loud. This person I agree with fully with history. As a kid, it was super boring and I didn't care. Now, I am fascinated by it. I love taking a hike and seeing those placards, and they're like, there used to be a whatever mill here, and here's a picture of it, and then sometimes there's like ruins of it. It was so neat. I like to see it. It's really fun. But anyway, someone says erections in bold. Someone else responds, did somebody have a bad childhood? Yeah, I don't care. Next, fines for being very loud at night. Yep. Noise ordinance is a thing. Just remember that there's other people around you, and at night they're sleeping, 'cause that's what people do at night. Someone says, not worrying about stuff. Someone else says, how hard it must have been for my mom to cook meals every day for the 10 of us. Holy crap. Oh, that is a lot. Someone says, peace and quiet. Somebody else says, so much this. I'm having money to buy land far enough away from other people so I can finally have some. This is what I'm trying to do. I have the worst luck with people. So I have finally learned and have embraced the hermit life. I do as much as I can to never go out in public because it just never ends well. There's always just horrible people. And there's that debate, should I be a douchebag back to them? Because it does work. It indeed does work. It's just I don't like being a bad person. So, I just stay away. Someone says, coffee I started drinking when my son was born, now I'm addicted. Okay. Last Lino says, last time, the time off during the summer that I got during school, so many hours boosting headshots on Modern Warfare 2. Yep. I love summer vacation. The first week was awesome, and then by the end of the second week I was like, God damn it, I'm so bored. Because my parents never cared about me. So we never went bowling or mini golf or anything. And we lived in like this weird kind of a suburb but kind of country area. So clearly I couldn't walk anywhere. Everything was somebody else's property, so I couldn't just like go venturing in, the woods because that's somebody's property and who knows what would happen. It was just, my life. Someone says girls my own age. Someone else says time. Someone else says real friendship. Yes. Someone responds, something that was lost long ago. Sad face. Life goes on, I suppose. God, it hurts. Yeah. Back in the day, I could be somebody's best friend because we both like the same video game or favorite animal. And now it's like, nobody wants to be friends anymore, but they all complain about being lonely. And there's many times where I make rounds around the internet and I try to look for friends, and I put in effort, they don't put in effort, but they want like that perfect movie grade group of best friends who look out for each other forever, but then they don't even want to like talk to you to get it to be a thing. Really good. Somebody says alcohol. Here's one. Sex and food. Sex was always lame for me because I do all sorts of things I thought were good based on the porn I had watched. Gross. Porn is the worst example. I had also got laid because I felt like it was a thing that men had to do to prove their manhood. In comes my wife, virgin, never dated anyone before, super naive. At first I thought sex would be incredibly awkward forever, but after only a few awkward sessions, really? I'm sure it's only her, right? Takes two to tango, bitch. She really took things the natural, uninhibited, unadulterated way. It's really hard to explain, but her naivety was incredibly sexy, and because she had given herself fully to me, I was comfortable with doing things without trying too hard. Every time we have sex is the best sex I've ever had. Someone responds, quote, sex and food, unquote. You didn't get into the food part. Does either of you cook while you have sex? Ever chow down on a pizza? Ew! I hate the P word, that's so gross. Not pizza. The one for veg. It's so gross. It's so gross. It's so gross! It just makes me cringe, because it's like, I don't know. It's just, oh my god. Barf. Original guy goes, LMAO, neither. I started to cook a lot recently. Yeah, I don't care. But I just think it's funny how it's like, I really hope it was awkward sex because it was both of them, because to blame the virgin is such an asshole move where he's totally not the problem. Like, oh my god. Ugh. I fucking hate people who think they're never wrong. I'm also, like, kind of assuming, but you get that vibe that it's just, oh, my wife has to figure it out. I don't have to try as hard now, though. Okay? Casey says, my parents bought a second home in a remote farm area of Idaho, about 2 hours from where we lived. It wasn't in a pretty spot. There wasn't a town for 40 miles, much less one with anything interesting in it. There was no nearby scenery, and it didn't even get a very good TV reception. All we did there was sit around, and it drove us kids insane. Nowadays, I think that'd be pretty awesome. But how's the internet? Because I've had mobile internet, and it, this day and age, there's no reason for the internet to suck. New 8 Ball says the sheer energy it takes to work full-time and then maintain that energy after hours while raising children. I've been working 9 to 5 for the past 8 or so years, and I don't have any kids, but many of my friends and coworkers do. You can always tell who the new parents are in the office because of the dead look in their eyes. Oh, it made me appreciate the fact both of my parents worked full-time and still found the energy to coach me in Little League, cook dinner, ask me about my day, etc., etc. I guess at some point it must get easier, but mad props to all the good parents out there. I agree. Nicely said. Emergency says, ketamine. As a child, I was always open to trying things, but for some reason, I always had no interest in ketamine. Now that I'm older, I can appreciate its therapeutic qualities. Someone says, don't know if you're joking or not, but ketamine fucks up your bladder permanently, with a link. So, all in moderation. That's how everything goes, though. Original person says, actually, just last week I've been having trouble urinating, and I get this sharp pain which feels like travels my entire urethra. Thanks for this info. I'm gonna hit up a doctor. Did some research and it seems to be some sort of prostate thing. Oh dear, I hope I'm okay too. Thanks for the support. Yeah, you gotta massage that prostate. I'm evil giggling because of an inside joke. But yeah, it apparently is like the best feeling in the world for guys to get their prostate massaged. So, look it up, how to do it safely and all that, and have a good time, and it's awesome for your health. Grim Spectre says, getting up early on the weekend. Yeah, there's no such thing as doing that for me, or ever. Dr. Bimbu says, doing nothing. 16-year-old me had to be busy all the time. Almost 30 me loves to just sit on the sidewalk with a coffee and people watch. Yeah. Communist Sandus says, rain. Younger 10-year-old self-hated rain because I was scared of thunder. Now I live it because of the atmosphere and smell. Yeah, the smell's pretty cool. Kelper says, time alone. Don't get much of it these days. Someone says, I feel your pain. Fartfig Newton. Oh, that's close to what I wanted to name my dog, which I'll never have because I'll never have a good enough property to take care of my dog. Anyway, sorry. I was gonna get a Saint Bernard called Farfig Newton from the horse in Robin Hood Men in Tights. Anyway, money and education. Went broke living on my own in my early 20s, had shitty grades growing up. Now I'm thrifty as fuck, and when I had to pay for trade school, I aced that shit. Yeah, anyone who's currently living with their parents, please stay there as long as you can, and please save as much money as you can, because as soon as you move out, most of your money goes toward just having a roof over your head. That's without paying the electric, or the water bill, or the garbage bill, and everything else with utilities, which my parents never taught me, as expected since they ignored me. Anyway, the same with the virgin stigma, how virgins are bad for some fucked up reason, which they're absolutely not. They're amazing. They're great. Live with your parents for as long as you can. Anyone who gives you crap for it is jealous. They are just jealous because they remember how much money they had when they lived with their parents. They really are just jealous. That is it. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents longer than 18. This times have changed. Economy blows, dick. We can't survive on our own. Like, that's why a lot of divorce rates are going down. Not because people are being single, it's because they can't afford to divorce, because that means they have to live on their own, and they can't live on their own. They can't survive. It is very horrible. And apartment prices and house prices are so ridiculous. There is no reason for them to be so high. It's so stupid. There is no point in living. So let's move on. Spanksy says, most things related to being a homeowner, getting a new faucet, vacuum, plates, etc. is awesome. I enjoy doing home improvements. Even yard work is relaxing. Yeah, I would love to have my own house, but I can't afford it, and I never will. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Oh my god. Let's just shit on my life, because it's already shit, so who cares, I'm venting. But yeah, I always looked forward to having my own house and being able to get a cool faucet and being able to go in my shower and change the head to where it's that LED where it turns, it's a red light when the water is warm and it's a blue light when the water is cold. But there's no point in modding anything in this horribly crappy, overpriced, bug-infested crap hole of an apartment. And, oh god. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep moving on. There's no... Hamster Norse says, summer holidays, all those weeks of total freedom. Now I'd love to have a break lasting that long. It's the wrong break. Slightly Stable says, medicine for things like cold. Medicine for things like cold, a flu. Guess it's supposed to be and. As a kid, no matter how sick I was, I hated that stuff. Now, bring it on. Okay. Monster says, where I grew up, I hated the area when I was younger, felt like I never had anything to do. I live 1,000 miles away now and long to even visit. I always liked my childhood neighborhood and house, even though a pedophile almost scooped me up. But anyway, that's another story. Did I say it on here? I might have. I might not have uploaded it, but I recorded it like a year ago. Oops. Yeah, and then we moved, and then my life really went down the shitter, and then the people who bought my childhood home mistreated it to where it got condemned, and I could see on Google Map that, all of the grass and bushes were overgrown, where they were intertwined with this wire fence, and they just had shovels and lawnmowers caught in all the overgrown crap. And that was just the outside. That was what they allowed people to see. Like, we're all slobby and gross, but we hide it, you know, in our house, and they allowed people to, like, really see it. That's how much they just did not care. Luckily, a decade later, a nice little family bought it, and they fixed it up. And I always wanted to, like, write them a little letter and be like, hi, I used to live here, and then it got condemned, and it was really gross, and you fixed it, and I love you, bye. That's my story. Someone else says money. Here's a big one. Red Shaft, I'm sure that's a rocket ship, right? Says, financial security. When I was very young, my parents were first-generation immigrants to America, and we had to be very stingy on what we bought. We couldn't pay for certain extracurriculars, and I grew up in a fairly wealthy community, so I always felt like a bit of an outcast and excluded when I couldn't join the kids playing soccer club or go to Chuck E. Cheese. Nowadays, my parents make a lot of money, and after a couple solid investments, so we no longer have to cram a family of 5 in a one-bedroom apartment or buy generic brand food, or only purchase second-hand clothes and toys. We're still quite stingy, but Mom can comfortably fly halfway across the world to visit me on a whim and throw $40 at a salad without worrying about anything? Oh my god. Yeah, guess how poor I am with that response. Really glad to see my younger siblings growing up like this, albeit it is spoiling them a bit, but the money makes up for it in opportunity and a healthy sense of entitlement. Heh. $40 salad is definitely living large for me. A $5 salad is way too much for me. Oh god, my life is fucking miserable. Anyway, let's keep going. Time with my parents. When you are a teen, man, you just hate spending time with them. As I hit my 20s, I realized that the time with them was limited. I savored every moment, and I still do. If you have good parents, then yeah, like, stay around them. I envy the fuck out of people who have good parents. It must be very nice, where they actually care about you and like you and support you and love you. My family never even said I love yous or hugs or anything. So, yeah. One day they're gonna be dead. Everybody's gonna be dead. Everybody's gonna be a rotting corpse just laying on the ground. It's gonna get gross. And you're gonna shit yourself because your bowels just... Yeah. People get sad because, like, I'm gonna die in 5 to 10 years. 10 is being really, really gracious. Like, I probably don't even have 5 years left. Don't ask why. I don't feel like having to prove this shit. Just fucking go with it. But people get so sad, and it's just like, everybody's gonna die, so who the fuck cares? Like, if anything, just enjoy your life more, 'cause, ugh, there's too many people who are like, yeah, I'm just gonna be miserable at a job instead of looking for a new job. Like, just look for a new job. Fucking good! Moving on. It's the same thing with living with your parents, just stay there. Because the thing is, they're gonna get old anyway, and then you gotta take care of them anyway. I always told my parents, even though they were shitty, I still felt like being a good child, because I just want to be good, and that includes being a good child, as well as a good sibling, and all of that. And I told my parents that I would take care of them when they got older, and they just, like, scoffed and didn't believe me and shit, so it's like, okay, whatever, now I don't talk to you, and, there's birds! Oh, there's so many! Oh shit, they're trying to get in the window! Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Let me take a picture. Maybe I can, upload this. Oh fuck, this is not. Maybe I... Oh no, they all flew away, god damn it! They were right up at the window, and, trying to look at the seeds, the bird seeds, and they were about 2 handfuls the size of birds, and there were like 5 of them, and then they were trying to sit on the window, so they were flapping ferociously and squeaking. Their little claws were squeaking on the window. So anyway, yeah, taking care of my parents. They didn't give a shit, so it's like, good job. You guys have been shitty fucking human beings to me. You never showed me love. This is so pathetic. Basically, they're never gonna see me again. It's the best decision I've ever made in my life. And they're probably not even gonna know I'm dead. 'Cause I don't want them to. I'll just, like, die in the woods. And I'll never even be found. I'll just be a missing person forever. When I feel dead enough, I'm just gonna go in the woods and die. Like a dog! But anyway. Oh, 'cause I am a dog. I'm a SpookyPooch. Hey! Someone goes, downtime. It's hard to take a break and not think about all the stresses that are always hanging around. When young, there are fewer things that occupied my mind. That's very true. I remember it's like, man, I can't wait to drive. Doesn't matter. Let's shit on my parents again. Okay. I didn't get to drive until I was 21 because my parents did not care to teach me. Yay, thank you. So yeah, that meant I couldn't ever get a job anyway. It's like they wanted to purposely stunt me so that I could never be an adult, so that I could never get away from them. Fun shit. Someone goes steak. That's nice. Steak hurts my gums because I've got horrible gums because of genetics. This just keeps going back. Ah! See, this is why I don't want to have kids, because I didn't want to curse them with these horrible genetics, and I wish my parents were smart enough to have done the same, but they did not, because they were very selfish people. Someone says free time in general. Someone says boredom. As a child, it's the worst thing. As an adult, I appreciate just being bored. Yeah, being bored means that you're safe and cared for. Because otherwise you're worrying about making ends meet and sweating and dying. So being bored is a nice feeling. Ha! Hi, honey. My cat's here. Can you meow? Thank you. Someone says food and a stocked fridge at any time of the day. Yep. I never have a full fridge ever. I am poor and dying, did you know? Skincare. My skin looks like my skin looks like the rotting carcass of a crocodile now. You know what's fun? Nobody telling you about adult acne. You think it's gonna end, and then it's still here, and you're 30. Hi, honey. You gonna meow? There you go. That was more of a weird meow, though. Anyway. Da-da-da. My nice soul says, I never appreciated my parents as much as I do now that I'm older. Doesn't... I mean, cool. I'm glad your parents are good, that you can appreciate them. Youth! Yeah, I really hate the fact that, I'm saying that youth is wasted on the young. Because I've always had body issues. Not like self-confidence. I mean like my body shutting down and heart pain and trouble walking and stuff. Just to name a tiny bit. And, yeah. Now I'm really breaking down. It sucks. Socks for Christmas? No, you're a loser. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be that mean. I don't want to downvote, so whatever, I upvoted. Just buy your own socks! It's not hard! And, ugh, just people. Buy your own shit. Sleep. When I was a kid, I hated sleeping. Now if I don't get enough of it, I want to burn the world. Yes. Eggplants and something else. Man, these things are yummy. I disagree. Beer. As a teen, I was drinking for effect. As an adult, I'm still drinking for effect, but also for taste. Okay, good job. Knees that don't hurt. Yeah. And it sucks because you don't know if it's a pain where you should work out to strengthen it, or if it means that you should not use that leg. It's so great. Blah, blah. Going to bed early. Yeah, naps and stuff. They're great. Summer break. Yep, they're great. Coffee again. Sleep again. Silence again, but they wrote more. I always felt like I had to be doing something, and I hated being bored as a kid during the summer because I had so much energy. Nowadays, I drive home in my somewhat noise-canceling car without the radio on, or I just sit in my room with the window open and a breeze just lying on my bed. It's nice to just take a break from everything and appreciate your time. Indeed. Not so fast, Andy. I love how I couldn't even read that well. Perfect. My parents, a good friend, significant other, a place to relax. Yup. Last is Later Dude says trees. When you're young, you're all about bagging those peaks. Approach hikes through dense forests were a hassle, but now I prefer Douglas firs to sweeping vistas. Okay. Sure. Damn, I used to climb trees so much, and now I can't because I'm dead and dying. I'm sorry. This always leads back to me dead and dying because I'm sad, and this is why I like to talk to nobody, because I just need to feel like somebody cares. Woo woo! So what are some reasons something you appreciated until you got older or something? I don't know. Bye.